So, okay. It's live.
Oh, okay. Hi, I am Leslie, and we are this is Group 6, Advocacy Organizations and Professional Organization. Um, I'll start us off, and then it will be Chelsea Whalen, Janice Pearson, Courtney Rogers, Ashley Dahl, and we'll go ahead and get started. So, to define advocacy, advocacy organization and professional organization. Advocacy, the act of pleading or arguing in favor of something, such as a cause, idea, or policy. Active support. Advocacy organization is a group of people who work to support an issue or protect and defend a group of people. These organizations attempt to influence public opinion and or policy that will benefit their cause and or special interest. Professional organization is a body of persons engaged in the same profession, formed usually to control entry into the profession, maintain standards, and represent that profession in discussions as it pertains to other bodies and the public. Professional organizations are also known as professional associations. Advocacy versus professional organization, the differences in their roles. So the role of advocacy in healthcare. Advocacy groups not only raise awareness, but also lobby or campaign to influence change in government policy pertaining to healthcare. Advocacy may include providing information and tools for self-empowerment in patients' health and social care, and helping them obtain services. In healthcare, advocacy groups might represent the goals and interests of groups such as patients, staff, providers, or biomedical researchers. Um, Persons interested in joining an advocacy group have relatively few requirements to meet besides the desire to support their cause. Membership fee may be required and usually includes access to journal subscriptions, emails, and other resources. Agreement to a code of ethics may also be required. Donations are encouraged in order to advance the group's endeavor and are tax deductible. The role of a professional organization in healthcare is, let's see, some of the principal roles of a professional organization are to provide education, networking opportunities, and in some cases, certification for medical professionals or those whose occupations are in healthcare. Professional organizations represent the interests of the healthcare practitioners and help to maintain oversight of the legitimate practice of their occupation. They also act to safeguard their privilege to work within their scope, the privilege as professionals in the healthcare industry. To gain complete access to all the benefits that a professional organization provides, membership is required and an annual due is paid. Eligibility requirements must be met to become a member. For example, the American Nurses Association, ANA, accepts only registered nurses as eligible members. Education in one's respective field must be complete, and an application must be submitted and approved for membership. Some professional organizations offer limited access to resources, not as a member, but as a subscriber. This type of access is beneficial for someone interested in the field and working toward the profession, such as an undergraduate student.
In slide number 4, oh, sorry. In slide number 4, we start the list of principal professional organizations that we found. And a couple of these were in the reading. The first to the American College of Healthcare Executives. They are the leading professional organization in the nation, as we read about in the reading this week. The American Association of Healthcare Administrative Management. They focus on education about reimbursement, admitting and registration, data management, medical records, and patient relations, and a lot more than that. They're doing a lot of work. There's also the National CPA Healthcare Advisors Association. On their website, they claim that no other organization offers more to inform, educate, and engage third-party administrators. There's a couple more. The AHCAP, Association of Healthcare Administrative Professionals, they focus on offering administrative professionals a partnership with other professionals who are also supporting healthcare leaders. And then finally, we have the National Association of Health Services Executives. Their basic objective is to develop a strong voice for minorities within the delivery healthcare system. And then we have a list of principal advocacy organizations found. The slide number 6 kind of shows the logos of each one, and then in the next slide it starts listing them and kind of what their main purpose is. The Patient Advocate Foundation, they provide support and mediation to patients to help them settle issues with and find access to health care. Doctors Without Borders is an organization that offers emergency health care internationally to people who are suffering from disaster. Families USA provides a voice for those who are invested in healthcare reformation here in the U.S., obviously. And then the Physicians for a National Health Program, they advocate single-payer national health insurance. On slide number 8, we just finished that list with the National Association of Healthcare Advocacy Consultants. They promote, educate, and partner with those who are influential in creating a better national healthcare plan. The Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine advocates the appropriate and best practice of medicine for those who provide it. And finally, we have the National Patient Advocate Foundation, who they advocate for those struggling with chronic illness to receive health care.
Okay, and then I'm going to continue on with slide 9. And basically what I've done in these slides, and I'm not going to read through every single service that they provide, but what I've done is I've included the acronym of each of the organizations that Chelsea identified, and then I've listed the services that they offer that when you go on their website, these are the things that you can click on and the different resources that they offer. And you'll notice with the professional organizations, they offer a lot of the same things. They offer a lot of career resources, job hotlines. They have newsletters, and then the ones that are more of the advocacy type. So on slide 9, like I said, I've just kind of listed the different services that these professional organizations have or offer, and slide 10 is just a continuation of the professional organization services. And then going on to slides 11 and 12, we look at more of the advocacy organizations, and the type of advocacy services that they provide are like the government relations, lobbying. They also include advocacy services like patient advocacy services or physician advocacy services. So it's not just governmental relations and lobbying, but it's also advocacy for patients and that sort of thing. So you can just kind of look over these lists to see the kind of services that they offer, but a lot of them offer very similar things. Like I said before, they offer the education component, they offer lots of conferences, lots of patient guides and newsletters and all kinds of information for their members.
Okay. So I'll continue with slide 13. These are two organizations that both advocate and also serve a professional function. The first one's the American Medical Association, which represents medical doctors, but it also aims to promote the betterment of public health. And they want to achieve that mission by raising standards for doctors. So we kind of feel like the we to improve health is to improve the standards for doctors. So they kind of work on both. And then the ANA is the American Nurses Association, which represents nurses and promotes safe and ethical work environments for the nurses, but also advocates for healthcare issues that affect the public. So they serve both roles there.
Perfect. And so then going on to slide 14, it asks the questions, as a student, how can I join these organizations? And so as advocacy, they really are promoting change and trying to better the health field. And so as students, we can look into and study more of what each of these organizations represent and then get involved in our own ways. So most organizations have 3 different ways that you can get involved. The first one is becoming a member. So this usually involves a monthly or yearly contribution. And so that money, of course, goes to support the organization and its goals. Because of that, these conferences, information on current health concerns, relevant advocacy efforts, and or updates and alerts for actions in your specific area. And it's kind of nice because for some of these organizations, they understand that as students, we're not able to make as big of a contribution. And so they'll have lower rates for people that are still in school. Another option is to do a one-time donation. And so you can choose the amount that you donate, and that will go towards the causes that they're fighting for. And then something that I found really interesting is that some of them offer volunteering as well. And this will involve instructions how to make calls, send emails, or hold meetings to advocate for change in your area. And a really cool example that I found of this was the Patient Voice Network volunteer program. And it's done by the National Patient Advocate Foundation. And it addresses patient-centric policies. And so I included a link so that students can look more into it and kind of understand how they can get involved. But it's really cool, and I guess that's our presentation. Thank you for listening.